Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in the last video um, we saw how, like in last couple of videos we saw like how we can commit and push our code to the GitHub, and once we have the latest code in the GitHub, how we created a job in the Jenkins so that it can read the code from the GitHub. Right, we have a Jenkins file in the GitHub, so it will read that and accordingly it will create a image, Docker image, and then finally, so before creating the image, it will compile and then it will create the image and then it will push the image to the Docker Hub. So now we have our latest image in the Docker Hub. Now in this video we have to see, okay, how we can execute this Selenium Docker image that we have created, right? How we can run that container, the image that we have created, or you can say how we can run our test cases, right? So let's see that here in this video. Before we go, let's go to GitHub. Okay, so in GitHub we have created this Selenium Docker kit where we have our code, right? This is the repository that we have created. We have to create one more repository to for execution purpose. Okay, so let's do that and then we'll try to understand like what we are doing there. So let's create one repository, and the name of this repository will be Selenium. You can give any name, Docker, and then we can say executors. So this repository, so the first repository that we have created, it have all our codes that we developed in Eclipse, right? And here we will have how to execute the test. So in the remote machine, somebody wants to execute, they will refer to this repository. Okay, now let's see. So we created this repository, okay, and then create repository. Now friends, we already know how we can know. We need two types of file to execute our test case. One is the Docker Compose file, right? And one we need a Jenkins file. The same way, like we have a Jenkins file to create the image, to compile the project, and to push the image. So we need that Jenkins file. So you can have your Jenkins file anywhere in your path, okay, in your machine. So I have it in here, this place. So what is this Jenkins file? Let's open it and see. Okay, let's open it with something. Maybe I will open it with WordPad. Okay, so this Jenkins file, what we are saying, okay, now we know image is created. We don't need to do that. Now our purpose is only to execute here. So we are saying, okay, so this is a pipeline script. So in the Jenkins, when we will create a job, we'll provide this path so that it will read this Jenkins file, this pipeline script, and it will behave accordingly. So it will say, okay, first you pull the image from the Docker Hub. Okay, so that is the first thing. Once you pulled it, then you Docker compose up. This stage is called start grid. So you compose up Hub and Chrome and Firefox. Okay. So friends, if you say Docker compose up and you don't provide any service name, it will run all the services. Let me show you here. So this is our Docker compose file, that also in the same path. Now this Docker compose file, we have so many services, like we have a Hub service, we have Chrome service, we have Firefox service, we have the Selenium Docker project service, right? So when you say Docker compose up, it will run all the service all together. Okay, but we don't want that. Why? I will let you know in maybe after some time. But for now, if you want to run only few service from the Docker compose file, you can say, okay, what service I want? Hub, I want Chrome, I want Firefox, whatever you want, you can say that. And the next stage is Docker compose up search module. So this is where we are running the test, because we have our test cases in this search module, right? So we are going to run it. Search module, yeah. So you can see this test ng. Let me see, this search module is what? Okay, that's fine. I think you can give any module name, that is fine. Okay, so we want to run it. So that's what we are saying. And then we have a post action. Post means once your test case is done, when your execution is done, whatever you want to do. Okay, so after our test is done, we want to say we want to archive our all the reports in the output folder. Okay, so whatever artifacts is there, we want to archive it, and then we are saying Docker Compose down. Once you say Docker Compose down, it will bring down all your containers like Chrome, Hub, and everything. You don't need to, because the search module, it will be stop by itself. But the Hub and Chrome and Firefox, they need to, we have to say Docker Compose down, because they are server, right? They are running, they are waiting for request. So we have to say. Now uh, let's see what we can do next now. Okay, now we have to go to the command prompt where we have our Jenkins file and Docker Compose file. Okay, so let's go to that path in the command prompt. Okay, so let's clear the screen, and then we will go to that path. Okay, now we know what we have to do. We have to initialize the git. That is the first thing, right? Because if you go here, when you created the repository, it is saying git init. So you have to initialize this path with the git. So you have to say git init. Okay, so this is done. You say directory. We are not able to see git. Let me see what is there. So this. Okay, refresh. Okay, maybe we can see what is there. Properties and hidden file also. Maybe we want to see. Let's see if this will bring more. Okay. No. Oh yeah, here we have the git. Okay, that's fine. So now we initialized our project with the git. What next? So our project means we have only two files in our project right now. This is because this project is only to execution purpose. So where we have Docker Compose file. What Docker Compose file has? Docker Compose file has the instruction, whatever service we want for our project. We want Selenium, we want Hub, Chrome, Firefox, and we have whatever what we want. And Jenkins file is the instruction, like how to execute. Okay, so Jenkins files, we are saying Jenkins files, we are saying okay. So this is the stages. Okay, first you, because Jenkins will read the Jenkins files only. It will not read the Docker Compose file. In the Jenkins file, we are saying okay, you do the Docker Compose up, you pull the image, and you again do the Docker Compose up. You bring Docker Compose down like that. So that's what Jenkins will read from Jenkins file. Jenkins files will read the Docker Compose file. Okay, now. So we did the git in. Now we have to add, right? So git add dot. Okay, that's fine. Now if you see directory, see we have the Jenkins file and Docker Compose file added. Fine. So now we have to do git commit, right? COMMIT git commit -m. You can give some command like okay, uh, first commit or something. So you committed now two files. Now we have to push it. But before you push it, you have to git remote add. So we have to provide the repository because this is the new repository. So if you see, this is the repository path. You can check it from here also, or you can go to the code and you can take. So let's do it from here. Is remote remote add origin. Okay, now it commit is done, right? One branch, nothing to commit. Okay, now push. Let's see. Git push -u origin origin mast master. So now if you go to the GitHub, okay, now let's see. Now we have the Jenkins file and we have a Docker Compose file. So this is what we need. Now we have it in the Jenkins. Now wherever in the remote machine we want to execute, we can what we can do, let me see. Okay, so this is done. We have this in the Jenkins file. Okay, just give me 1 second. Okay, friends. So, but we have to do couple of changes in our Docker Compose file. So, if you see our Docker Compose file, we have this port mapping. Actually, we can remove it because we are running it in the in the grid in this Jenkins, right? So Jenkins will have 1, 2, 3 grid, and sometime what will happen? Suppose it is executing one test case in one grid, and then it's trying to execute one more test case in another grid, and then it has the same port mapping. So it may be, we don't need this port mapping when we are executing in the Jenkins. So if you see here Jenkins, and if you go to the dashboard, so suppose here, so we have these three nodes we have created for the Docker, right? Here for Docker we have created three nodes. So when you run here in this, port mapping is done 4444, and then other test case also 4444 in the node 2. So it may not work. Okay, so we don't need actually port mapping, so we can remove this port mapping from here. So let's remove this port mapping, because when we are doing it in the Jenkins, we don't need it. Okay, so this is the first thing. Now let's commit this code again, because we made the changes, so we have to commit this code. So let's see. If you say git git add, then you say git commit, then you say git push. So now we have the updated one. So if you go here in your GitHub, right, and you just refresh it here, see, 17 seconds ago. So we have the latest this Docker Compose file. We just removed port mapping, okay, because also if you see this Docker Compose file, let's see this Docker Compose file. We have for output, right? We did the volume mapping. Let's see. So if you see here, we have done, okay, we need all the files in the output folder, right? And then this users learn Docker test output. So this path needs to be changed here. Okay, so what we will say, this path needs to be changed with this path. Let's see, properties, Google automation. So this is our project actually, because I copied it from somewhere, so that's why we don't have the correct Docker Compose file. So let's change it. Okay, so this, right, so just give me a second, friends. um, okay, this one will be like this one. Okay, so we have to change this slash backward to forward slash and save it again. So we did a volume mapping in the output folder, right? So what will happen here, let me explain this to you, just give me a second. So if you see here, we are storing all the reports in the output folder. Okay, that sounds good. Now let's again put this code in the GitHub server. So we have to say git add. So whenever you are making any change, we have to just commit this code. Commit. So you can say, okay, changes made to Docker compose, Docker compose file. So this is just a comment, and then you can say git push. So now we have the latest code in the GitHub. Okay, so let's see here. This is our GitHub. Just refresh it. So we have 15 seconds ago. So this is fine now. Now let's go to the Jenkins file. So here we have only two files, friends, to understand. One is the Docker Compose file. So we removed the port mapping and we made some changes to our, path to output folder. And now if you go to the Jenkins file, let's see what we have here. We already discussed this. In the post, right, we are saying, okay, archive artifacts to the output folder. Whatever is there in the output, we want everything to be archived. Okay, and then we are saying Docker Compose down. Why? Because suppose you say, suppose you are saying Docker Compose up and you are not saying like a specific service like Chrome and Firefox and such module. What will happen? When you say, when your execution is done, suppose you don't have this command here, you don't have Docker Compose down, you don't have it here. What will happen? Your script will be done, you will able to see the result, but the grid will be still up and running, it will be still waiting, so you need to bring it down. So that's why we are saying Docker Compose down. Okay, and sometimes what will happen if you don't have, we need this in the post. What does this mean? Suppose for any reason, suppose you stop the your execution in between, still you have test cases which is executing, right? So suppose I have it here, suppose I don't have it here, right, and I have it somewhere here. I have created one more stage and I have it here, right? I created one stage, okay, stop the test or something like that. But suppose you stop your execution somewhere here, so it will never be executed this step. But if you put it in the post, it will be always executed even whenever you stop. But post will be always executed. That's why we are having it here. Okay. So this is the thing. Now let's close it. Actually, we don't need to do anything here. Do not save because we did not make any changes. So this is good. So we saw, right? So now what we can do? So there is, so okay friends, there is one more thing that we have to do. So this is like Jenkins content security policy configuration. So you don't have to do anything, you just need to go to this security policy URL. So maybe I will provide this URL into the description section of this video. So you just need to go here, and after going to this path, you just need to go scroll down and go to this unset the header path. Okay, just copy this from here, copy it from here, and then what you have to do, just go to the Jenkins. Okay, and then in the Jenkins you have to go to the script console from manage Jenkins, right? So go to the manage Jenkins and then you go to the script console. Let's see where it is. Script console is here, right? So execute RPA script for administration. Okay, so let's go here and you provide this here. Okay, and then you just hit the run button. Okay, so this is you have to do actually script console. Okay, so this is done. Now we are done, our setup is done. So what we did in the setup, we need a Jenkins file, we need a Docker Compose file, we have it in the GitHub, and then in the Jenkins we have to do this setting for security policy configuration. Now you have to create new item in the Jenkins to run your project. So here we will say, okay, Selenium Docker executor, you can. So I think it's already there, maybe we created last time, right? Selenium Docker executor. So let's go here, we already have it here. Selenium, you just need, okay, let me delete it and do it again so that you can you can better understand it. So go to the configuration and okay, so let me go here. Okay, delete this. Okay, so let's create a new. So we'll say, okay, Selenium Docker executor. So we are saying again Selenium Docker, and this is a pipeline because it will read the Jenkins file that we have kept in the GitHub. Okay, we kept it in the GitHub. If you go to the GitHub here, we have this Jenkins file. Okay, so we have to provide this path here, copy it and provide this, because this now your new job that you are creating here, it will read that file. So click OK here, and then description is like this is to execute selenium project selenium project. Okay, and then you have to provide this path. So go to the pipeline script from SCM, and here you say git, and then you provide the repository URL here. Okay, so what else? So we don't need to provide a credential here. I think we should be good. Master is good, and then you click on the save button. That's it. So we created a new job. Okay, now when you build this Selenium Docker executor, what it will do when you build it, it will read the Jenkins files that you have here in the your GitHub. And in the Jenkins files, what we have, so in this Jenkins file we have, okay, let's see what we have in the Jenkins files. We already see it. So what it will do, it will read the Jenkins file, and it will read the Jenkins file, and then it will pull the image from the Docker Hub. Then it will start the grid, and then it will execute our test cases. That's what it will do. Okay, now let's build this and see whether we are able to do it. Let's see. So build now. So it's still running, if you see, right? So it will start the grid, and everything is happening. So wherever you want to execute, you just you can do that. Close it. Just I'm just closing it. This is not we are here, right? We are here, we are just executing. So our execution is done. Maybe let's see what is happening here. Let's see. Selenium Docker executor 48 seconds ago, and go to the console. So start the grid, and then archiving the artifacts, and everything is done. Filler. So the script is failing somewhere. So let me see. Okay, friends. So here, let me make some changes in our Docker Selenium Docker runner files. So in the Docker Compose file, if you see, okay, the volume mapping, we did the volume mapping. Okay, whatever the results are there, right? The test output folder, we want to do the volume mapping and save it here in the output folder. Okay, so somehow we are not able to, like, we are executing it and it's not getting saved. And if you go to this path right here, there is no output folder is created here actually. So if I go here, maybe what we will do, we will try to launch this our with the administrator mode. Okay, so let's try that with command prompt, run as administrator. Okay, and then we'll try to do the volume mapping. So it's failing because of that only. So let's go to the path of the project. Okay, so here let's say get status status. So everything is up to date, but we have to execute this docker compose file is here, right? So okay, let's try to execute first. So we are saving it here in the volume mapping, and then we have our Jenkins file. So Jenkins file also I made some modification. WordPad here. So let's see. In the Jenkins file, we are just archiving this result so that in the Jenkins, once our execution is done, we can see the results. So we are saying, okay, whatever is there in the output folder, right? Archive it so that we can see it here. Okay. So when I run it, go to this place and try to build again. Build now. So it's still building. You see this? It's still trying to build. Okay, now it's done. Now if I go here, okay, still again it is failing, but this time let's see what is failing. So here, and then we go to the console output, and here, okay, again no artifacts found. Actually what is happening, because the value mapping is not working and there is nothing in the output folder, so that's the reason. Okay, so let's we can try to resolve this issue in the next video. Thank you.